I've never been on a movie set. I've never really been around anyone Hollywood famous or anything like that. But I'm super excited to talk with our next guest, because I guess it's always been sort of a fantasy or whatever. You go, you check it out, especially if it's a set with famous people. I think that would be an interesting thing to go take a little tour, do a little behind the scenes. Our next guest is behind the scenes all of the time. Kathyrn Rogers is a grand courtier, and Kathyrn, you're going to tell me if I'm saying that wrong. She's based in the Twin Cities, living in Burnsville now for more than 35 years, but she's really made a name for herself in Hollywood. She makes glittery gowns for many A-listers. She was on the movie film and helping create these amazing costumes for Hidden Figures, Passengers, and Bessie. She's just traveled to more movie sets around the world. And she's joining us now because she's having a fashion show on Saturday here locally, so you can see all of her stuff. House of KLynn, Gala, and Glamour Couture Runway show. It's this Saturday. But Kathyrn Rogers, welcome to the show. She's joining us on the John Schuster Coldwell Banker Hotline. Kathyrn, we want to talk to you about the ins and outs, so thank you, and thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you all for having me.
Well, this is exciting. How did you get into costume designing for Hollywood?
Well, I got into it. I was doing a fashion show, and a producer happened to be there, a Hollywood producer, and he came up to me after the show, and he said, how would you like working on a set? I said, a set? He said, yes. He said, I'm producing this movie with HBO, and I would love to have you there. I said, okay. Wow.
Yeah. So is designing for, I mean, obviously you're a designer by nature. So is designing for a runway or designing for regular people very different than designing for a Hollywood set or movie star?
Yes.
How so?
Very different. Well, designing for a movie star, you're doing multiple gowns of the same everything. You're doing like 4 at one time of the same gown.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and,
okay.
Yeah, and doing a fashion show, a couture fashion show, you are mainly producing a product that is very couture, where it's from the fabric down to the hand stitching. And for regular person to put on what they want.
Okay. They don't really expect us to wear the fashion that comes down the runway, right? Like nobody can wear those clothes. This is just like sort of an art show.
But no, you can
really?
wear them. You can wear them. They are made to fit any size, any shape, any height. So yeah, you can wear them. You just have
Tell us what it was like. Oh, okay. Tell us what it was like being on the set of Hidden Figures with some major celebrities all around. I mean, were they kind? Was it busy? Was it extra stress? What was that like?
Well, it wasn't extra stress. The celebrities are super kind. They just like everyday people, because they in an atmosphere where they don't have to have the cameras all in their face, people snapping shots, you know. And you get to just sit and you get to talk to them depending on who the celebrity is. If they feel comfortable with you, they will talk to you. Be like, will they stop talking?
So tell us about Hidden Figures. I believe Viola Davis. There were many super famous people. Any good stories from behind the scenes?
Well, yeah, it's a good story.
Hit me. Hit me.
One good one was my intro to Kevin Costner, and getting to talk to Taraji and Octavia and Janelle and Christina and Jim. Those were the top A-listers, so it was amazing being able to talk to them. But the most amazing part is being there, and you have to work hands-on with these people. So you can't be nervous. You can't be scared. You got to approach them the way they approach you, with such love and kindness, you know. So it's easier to work with them. And once you have developed that relationship from the beginning, it's so much easier to work with them throughout the whole year and a half.
Kathyrn, can you tell me what it's like being an African-American designer and I guess the difficulties maybe you have that maybe other designers don't have? Or talk to me about the advancement of that profession, being an African-American woman.
I guess with me, it's never been a defining moment for me being an African-American designer because I look at the United States as a multicultural country. And I work with every nationality. So I never saw it as a defining moment being a black woman. It's just my passion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Are you from Minnesota originally?
I was born in Alabama, but I've been in Minnesota for 37 years. And I've been in the industry 33 of those 37.
Oh, okay. What brought you here?
School and a school and a change of atmosphere due to a difficult marriage, put it like that.
Oh.
Got it. I got it. Well, welcome. I hope Minnesota's been good to you. And just tell me, because I think every young people, and I don't know if this is true for boys, I'm sure it's true for many boys, always want to be a fashion designer at some point in their life. My son, in fact, I shouldn't make it a gender thing. My son is actually very into fashion. He loves searching the internet for deals on things that he loves. He's wearing Comme des Garçons and whatever he can find. So it's fun now for me to see my children get into it. But how did you know, and when did you know that you wanted to be a designer, and how did you make that all happen for yourself?
Well, I went into Dayton, and I always would go into their overroom. Mm-hmm. And I saw this beautiful wool fabric skirt. I mean, it was just gorgeous. To me, it was gorgeous because it was very simplistic. And it had been on sale for like 3 markdowns, and it had marked down to $1,500, a little over $1,500. And I was like, 3 markdowns and still that expensive for a skirt? And I said, you know what, I can make this. I said, I can make this. So I went home, went to the fabric store, bought me a piece of fabric, made it, and I wore it to service on that Sunday, and I left, and I went back to Dayton Overroom, and when I went up there, the lady said, oh, my God, you got this skirt. I wish you had got it from me. And I was like, no, I made it.
Wow.
She said, oh, my God, you made that? I was like, yeah.
And that was it? You just started making what you saw? Or obviously your designs are original now.
Yeah. After that, I decided then, I said, if I could get her attention with what I do, I can get others' attention as well, because she actually thought I had bought the skirt.
Wow. Well, Alabama has obviously a much different climate than Minnesota here. Tell me about how our weather influences what you create.
Oh, well, I love the 4 seasons, okay? I love getting to enjoy that, and that's what really pushes me into doing different textures and different levels of couture is by the season. And you'll get an opportunity to see that, and others will, when they come to the show at the Canopy Hotel in the Mill Street District.
And I want to share that with everybody. It is this Saturday, September 24th at the Canopy Hotel. House of KLynn, Gala, and Glamour Couture Runway show. It is, again, this Saturday. I mean, how often do we get to see a show like this? It's high fashion. It starts at 4:30. It's going to showcase your silhouettes, your craftsmanship, your opulent material. And I'm hoping there's a streaming service, Kathyrn, because I can't go out and be in public. But I believe you're also featuring my friend Susan's jewelry. So yes. I think you're using a couple of local designers, and we're just thrilled. Tickets are on sale. I will put up the link on my Twitter and my Instagram. Kathyrn, thank you so much for joining us. Kathyrn Rogers, designer here locally and in Hollywood. Thank you for sharing your story with us today.
Oh, you are so welcome. Once again, it's House of KLynn. And we will be showing on Saturday at 4:30. We will also be giving out, for those that purchase a ticket, will also receive a 9.25 Fresh Water Pearl sterling silver stud earring.
Nice. Get a treat, too. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Kathyrn. Really
Thanks,
appreciate you
Kathyrn.
joining us.
Thank you.
She, of course, joined us on the John Schuster Coldwell Banker Hotline. I love hearing success stories. I really do. I love those success stories. And that story about going to the Oval Room, if anyone is around who remembers the Oval Room, it was an amazing place for couture and just so special and good for her. She was like, I can make that. I can do that. And she did. Great story. Kathyrn Rogers, she designs for everyday people, too. I think that, she's wearable fashion. Off the rack stuff that you can probably wear, or she can design for you, personally, if you have that kind of money.